Everybody, this is episode 4 of The Drop. I am Nick Reed with my main man Morgan Smith. We got special guest in the house tonight.
Jay the mortgage banker Davis.
Glad to be here.
Jay the city councilman Davis.
Taking a little power lunch today to fit this in.
Okay, we appreciate you spending your time, and this episode is brought to you by State Bank. We appreciate everything State Bank does for us and everything they do for the community. Jay, so give us a little rundown on how involved State Bank stays in the community here.
Well, the good thing is our footprint in the community just recently got larger. We just opened up our new Boston branch, so we're pretty excited about the growth that State Bank's having. As far as Texarkana goes, it's amazing how many of the school districts that we've got. So many of our employees that will go and make their time available. One of the schools that I really enjoy, going to right now is over in Nash, and they've got a lot of good things going on over there. But our Nash branch is pretty involved with that school district and that school itself. But just you start looking at all the nonprofits that our employees are involved with. It's a good place to be.
Yes, sir. We appreciate State Bank here. Morgan, I know you've got some nice words to say about State Bank. You've told us several stories.
Yeah, man. State Bank's one of my favorite businesses in town. Gameday literally wouldn't be here without them at Texarkana Emergency Center. Jay's a OG Gameday guy, still kicking it with us. We appreciate all the work he's done for Gameday, and Jay hasn't been paid. So we hit it big.
Not yet.
We hit it big.
See if Cam can throw my Cash App name on there. Get a little help from the community.
Well, we appreciate Jay for real.
Most definitely. Yeah. Well, guys, kind of an end of an era in a lot of generations of football here. Brady has given the speech once again. He's retiring, so. That's the first topic we're gonna hit today. Morgan, man, tell us what you thought when you saw the video and what you think about this.
Is this like the Brett Favre speech, or is he gonna really retire?
I don't know. I don't know if he's really done because there's a lot of stuff out there on the table that could benefit him.
Listen, man, I got a lot of respect for Brady. I have a lot of respect for what he's done for the game of football, but that does not make me a Tom Brady fan.
I hear you.
So I'm glad he's done with football, and I'm personally not gonna miss him. But first ballot Hall of Famer, he's on the Mount Rushmore of NFL Hall of Fame football players. One of the best, if not the best, to ever do it. A lot of respect for him. Not a fan of him, but well wishes in the broadcast booth.
Well, I don't think we're going to miss him. I mean, I think we're going to see him in the broadcast booth for sure. It'll be interesting to see his discussions during a game and how he sees it. One of the things that's always impressed me about him is just the preparation that he's indicated, that he's done for each game. And, I mean, that, when he can start picking out tendencies of linebackers and, safeties and just defensive coaches overall, his preparation. And then you start looking at here recently they started showing pictures of, his first year and now, and then he's just become a beast when it comes to his body and what he's done to be able to play 23 years in the NFL in that position. I mean, his numbers I can't imagine are going to be duplicated.
Exactly. I don't know if we'll ever see anybody play that long. But they also said that before when we saw it. No one thought he'd play this long. But I don't think he's done. I think he ends up in San Francisco somehow. I think it's going to somehow work out. He's going to go back to California. That's where he's from. And he's going to get a 1-year deal with San Francisco, and they're going to go all in and try to kind of duplicate what Los Angeles did and get their Super Bowl. So that could be.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I think that check would have to be pretty big for them to.
Well, Tom Brady's taken pay cuts his entire career to have, stuff around him. And I've said before, I thought maybe we might see him play another year because his FTX deal might have left his net worth hurting really bad. But that was before I knew about the TV deal sitting out there. So, I mean, can he still play? Yeah. Do I want him to play? No. So, enjoy retirement, Tom.
Well, speaking of not wanting him to play, a lot of people didn't want him to play this year. And some people would even say this season, kind of put a stain on the legacy as we know it, the GOAT legacy. What do y'all think about that?
I don't know if the legacy is going to be stained. I mean, I do think that his trajectory going into this season, I didn't think that they were going to win it all. So I mean, I don't know. It's just that drive that I think he had, and he's always played with that chip on his shoulder. That people just always sort of expected him to not be successful, and he's definitely proved everyone wrong. 3-time MVP? Mm-hmm. It's pretty salty in the NFL, and 7-time Super Bowl winner. So
exactly. And then, despite the losing record this year, they did sneak into the playoffs. So I mean, that still was another notch kind of on his belt. Another playoff season for Tom Brady. So I don't think it puts a stain on it. But I would have liked to see him go out on top. Tom Brady finishing it off with that Super Bowl year, I think that would have been the best thing.
The best to ever do it, really, that rarely ever happens for anybody. You know what I mean? Like the one that's coming to mind would be Jerome Bettis. And it was his time, and he took it. But Tom Brady is just, I mean, I'm still, even though he retired, I really don't believe he's retired. Yeah. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
We'll see. I don't know if he's done, guys. I think we'll still see Tom Brady again next year. But this next story, it's been sweeping across TikTok. It's been sweeping across Facebook, Twitter, everything, YouTube. JV coach has a player go out of town and is going to miss the game. And so the assistant coach decides that she's just going to suit up and go out there and play herself.
Sometimes you got to show these kids you can ball. You know what I mean?
Well,
they talk all this trash during practice. It's time for you to show out.
Well, she did not show out because they still lost.
Did you say ex-assistant coach?
No, the assistant coach.
Okay, well, I think it may be ex.
Oh, it is now. It is ex-assistant coach now. I'm sorry. She is the now ex-assistant coach. He did get fired. Well, what do y'all think was going through her mind, or even the head coach's mind, for letting her do it? And then do y'all think it was right that she was fired?
All right, so there's two ways to go about this story. Do I think it's right she was fired? I don't know. I mean, I think it's kind of funny. I guess it depends who makes that decision, if they find it funny or not. There are certain schools, like, for instance, I don't want to throw a certain state. Let's just say you lived in Idaho. I find it hard to believe they employ people like we do here in Texas to coach your kids. Like, these are full-time employees at the school, blah, blah, blah. You might just get at smaller schools like, hey, you can just come help coach as long as you pass a background check. We're not going to pay you nothing. We'll pay you to come help. It might be one of those situations because I can't imagine a paid employee being like thinking this is a good idea. But if you aren't being paid by anybody, what is the first thing you say? What are they going to do? Fire me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. This was in Virginia, so I don't know what the basketball is like in Virginia. But
well, if you can't show out at the JV level as a coach, being that much older than them, probably shouldn't have been coaching to begin with.
Well, I mean, she had a couple blocks from what I saw.
She had a couple of blocks, but they still lost. I mean, I would just have to think right now. I haven't touched the basketball in a very long time. I think I could suit up and go get about 25, 30 in a JV game. Right
I mean, you'd be dog tired.
I mean, yeah, but I still.
Do you think you could play 4 quarters
Yeah.
in a full court basketball
yeah.
game?
Oh yeah.
I'd have to have some oxygen.
Not full speed, 4 quarters. I wouldn't be able to be going full speed. I'm gonna have to snowbird a little bit toward, But
oh, you're gonna be that dude. You're gonna play no defense to get
I
your
was playing
25.
some D at the beginning.
That ain't what I just heard.
I think I'll be doing this a couple of times during the game. Let the coach
come
pull me out just a little bit.
But yeah, I think in a JV game right now, how many points you think you can score right now?
I was telling somebody that I'm not gonna say what team they were watching, but I pointed at our guys that work at Gameday. We could have beat that JV team.
Okay, then there we go. Hey, y'all heard Morgan say it right now. Any JV teams, we ain't messing with.
No, I didn't say any. I said
No,
there's a specific one.
Hey, any JV team out there right now?
We can challenge the one in Virginia.
If y'all want to suit up against, I know we can beat them.
I got one specific I know we can beat.
If y'all want to suit up against the Game Day crew, let us know. We're gonna come out there and show y'all what's up. Morgan's a point guard.
I mean, I ain't gonna turn it over. Hey, I'm gonna start at half court and back them all the way down.
Hey, Sean Payton, head coach of the Denver Broncos. First of all, that ship has a big hole in it.
I've been. Hey, I just want you to admit I was right. Say I was right
About what?
about me. What I said.
About him going to the Broncos?
No, about me
him
saying
being-
I don't know why they're giving this much for this coach who's never won anything without Drew Brees.
You were right. I mean, you were kind of right.
I don't know. I'm right.
We'll see. Because this is his chance to show right here.
He just. Let me tell you what he did by doing this.
Because he has a valid reason why his career kind of went not to what the projectile was.
His Hall of Fame ballot is now pending on what Russell Westbrook does the next 3 seasons. Russell Wilson.
I do think this could keep him out.
Yeah, no, I think it does too. He was a Hall of Famer. Now I think he very well might not be a Hall of Famer if this goes bad.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. This is his chance. I think this ship has a huge hole in it. It's sinking. No one in Denver knows what to do. They get Russell I'm about to say Westbrook as well. They get Russell Wilson.
That's what we think about Russell Wilson. We don't even,
They get Russell Wilson.
we don't even mess with him
and
no
he's
more.
supposed to be the savior, and then we see how the season went. If Peyton can come in and revitalize that Denver team, he's got some young receiver talent. I don't know what Russell Wilson has left in the tank, but if he can revitalize that team and they can become a playoff team next year and possibly make it to another Super Bowl and even win one, then he solidies what we thought. But
He
what I want
ain't
to say
gonna-
about
he ain't
his
gonna win no
projectile
Super
was,
Bowl.
hey, if the bounty situation ever happens, do we have? Are we talking different about Sean Payton right now?
Well, no, because he's still at New Orleans.
No, but I mean, I just think how many the suspensions, the players, him having to miss so much time, that was a lot. That was the demise of New Orleans.
I mean,
they were a great team at that
he ended up in a he had a good time in his year off. He ended up in what's that country singer who made the Boys of Fall song, Kenny Chesney. He ended up doing the Kenny Chesney video. He coached his son's team and won.
I'm not
Didn't
saying
he didn't even win the championship in Little League?
I'm not saying he didn't have a good time off. I'm just saying that whole situation kind of was a bump for that organization. They were on top at that point.
Well,
I mean,
but
I don't know if winning one
also-
Super Bowl puts him on top.
Well, and I think that Breeze had a lot more to do with that rather than Sean Payton.
Okay.
yeah.
And so I don't think that the system that Sean Payton ran down in New Orleans is going to work up in Denver.
Yeah, I mean, he's won 52 and 89 on his career. 9 playoff appearances, 9 playoff wins.
He's lost 8 of them.
Brandon brought some information pre-show. Do you know who else has the exact same win-loss record, but they've been to the playoffs 11 times and have won 11 playoff games and have won a Super Bowl? Do you know who that coach's name is?
Tomlin?
Mike McCarthy.
That was
Okay.
good stuff.
Okay.
And they made a good point in that video. Why is Mike McCarthy? This just everybody hates on him, and everybody loves old dude.
Sean Payton. I don't know why everybody loves Sean Payton.
I don't love Sean Payton.
I mean, but I think this league-wide, NFL fans in general love Sean Payton. That's why this coach move is so big. The Saints have been – sorry, Cam. The Saints have been dog for a while now. And Sean Payton's getting a new job.
I just want to throw out there that Cam said, quote, Jameis Winston is cold.
Jameis Winston.
That's what he said.
Jameis Winston, my guy.
Sean Payton is the result of emotions because the Super Bowl that they won, you go back to when that was and what happened to New Orleans with Katrina. And he won that city over.
Yeah.
And I think most of his, limelight that he earned was how he was able to keep that team together and build it towards that championship game. So, I mean, I think a lot of his, popularity goes back to the city and how they rebounded from Katrina, not necessarily his coaching. They've had some success, don't get me wrong. But, I mean, I think he's only had 4 losing seasons as a head coach. That's not too bad. But, I mean, I do think that most of his, fame is going to be, back to when that game was won, and it was due to how the city was impacted by Katrina.
I agree. I mean, he got a lot. That's why I was saying I think he had a higher projection. We projected him up to be something
It's not going to work in Denver.
he may not have accomplished. But
I mean, you know what this makes me think about? It makes me think whenever James Harden and Russell Westbrook were on the same basketball team.
Why? Why?
Because you can't have two ball hogs. You can. This just isn't going to work. It's not going to work.
You think Sean Payton and Russell Wilson are
like they're going to clash heads. Sean Payton's going to come in acting like, oh, I'm that dude. They've already given Russell Wilson a freaking office in the front office. I thought it was like maybe connected to the locker room or something. Like, no, it's in a completely different building. Like in their front office. Like, I don't know. Part of me, I don't want it to work. I don't think it's going to work. And I'm just not going to – I'm not a fan of Sean Payton.
I'm not a Sean Payton fan. I kind of hope it works.
I want the Denver Broncos to be torched over this. I'm not a Denver Broncos fan. And just it just puts like how the Seahawks knew something everybody else didn't. Yeah. And it goes to show like what's the quarterback that almost led Seattle to the playoffs? Like we had forgot about it.
Geno? Geno's garbage, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But if they have Geno playing like a playoff quarterback, I mean, come on. The Seahawks know something.
Does it not?
And if they maybe been hiding Russell Westbrook's imperfections for years?
This is what I'm saying right here. Maybe they have been hiding his I don't know if they've been. Yeah.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I don't know if they've been hiding his imperfections for years. I'm not going to buy into that. But I will say this. I think it just shows more to the fact that system in Seattle, you just plug a guy in there. You know, and just see where it goes. They've never had the great receivers. Now they have DK Metcalf. You know what I'm saying? So I think Russell Wilson, I think his time in Seattle.
I don't know. They had Crabtree. Crabtree was the first-round draft pick.
Crabtree was in Seattle?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
He was a 49er. I'm getting Richard Sherman.
Yeah. Richard Sherman was in Seattle whenever the Crabtree thing went down. That was hilarious. But, yeah, I think Russell Wilson's time in Seattle, because Russell Wilson's not a likable guy, apparently, in the locker room and stuff like that. I think his time
we talked about that. I want to say it was Percy Harvin or somebody like that, like got in a fist fight with him.
Yeah.
And said a bunch of stuff that you don't want said about you. But it turns out may be true.
Well, I think the best thing going for Sean Payton is the year that the Broncos did have. And Russell has a lot to prove, because this past year did not make him a Hall of Famer at all.
No.
And so I think with that little chip on his shoulder, Russell could he could command. I think he can command the respect of that offense, but I just don't know if Sean's going to give him that much, authority and a role over that offense.
Broncos Nation, let's ride.
That's right.
Hey, I got some random stuff for y'all.
Okay, give it to us.
All right. There's a company called Colossal. Y'all heard about it?
Nope.
I guess so.
It's doing crazy stuff. 13 countries have invested. The United States, the CIA is even invested in this company. They're bringing back woolly mammoths.
Oh, I saw that.
All right.
I did see that.
They announced a new species that they're bringing back. They're going to bring back the dodo.
The bird.
The bird. And do you know how the dodo went extinct? This is random. I found this out yesterday as well.
How did it go extinct?
All right. The dodo supposedly can't fly. It just eats insects. Like, it's terrible to eat. Like, you don't even want to eat it. People were bored, and they would show up on this island where the dodos lived, and it was just a stop on their way to their next destination, and they would just go on walks around the island and hit them over the head and kill them for fun. That's how the dodos went extinct.
Wow.
It's pretty demented.
What do y'all think about them bringing back extinct species? They're claiming the woolly mammoths. They're going to put them on the frozen tundra and then see how the environment changes, bringing back something like that. It's going to be, I believe, the Indian elephant with the triangle ears, not the African elephant. They're going to put woolly mammoth DNA with that, and I think they actually already have some that are alive now. But, I mean, where does this stop? Do you think they need to bring back, like, Cape lines? Where does this stop
That's
at?
what I'm saying.
Like, where is your moral line on this?
Well, sooner or later you bring back something we probably shouldn't.
Exactly.
You're going to start throwing pterodactyls up in the air again. I'm out on this.
So cloning has been being done for years. Mm-hmm. You can have a dog, cat clone.
Sure.
No problem. $20,000, you can have it done. And nobody, we don't even act like that's a big deal, but like morally, where is the line? Because if you're cool with cats and dogs, there's obviously a line somewhere. You know what I mean?
You're gonna have that group or entity that's gonna start coming into Homo sapiens, and and that just starts getting very, very strange for me.
Exactly. I just think.
So, so where's your line at? Is humans, animals are okay?
I'm not even sure if the animals are okay. I mean, you start messing with DNA, and even though you're going to be able to, put the woolly mammoth into, an elephant, elephant's DNA, what are you actually making?
Yeah, you're not really making a woolly mammoth.
And so, that could definitely be something. The good thing is if you're going to implement this, you can limit it to 1 or 2 or 3, and heaven forbid, you make something that you shouldn't have, you can, make it extinct again. But I mean, you could bring back a disease that, only was inside their DNA. So I mean, that could just be a little scary.
A lot of people believe the downfall that's going to kill us all is frozen right now in the Arctic. And when those melt, it's going to release ancient bacteria that we won't be able to fight off.
I can buy into that.
And the more I've read about it, it looks like that may be the case.
I can buy into it, but at the same time, I mean, whatever's going to wipe us out is going to wipe us out. So I'm not really looking at that. But this is right here in front of us, what they're doing now. And I think, like Jay said, what are you actually making? What if you make something and overnight it reproduces 3 or 4 of them? And or whatever, and it's just something that takes over, or something that we can't control, or it's just, as far as food wise, it's just something that crashes the ecosystem.
There are areas,
probably
there's one place on Earth that they need to put animals that were there back. That's Galapagos Islands, and that's a major place for de-extinction. That this can really help. There's like one turtle left. I don't even remember what the turtle's called, but that entire ecosystem is based on some turtle. And when this turtle goes extinct, everything else is going to go extinct in that area.
Yeah.
So there are areas that, like, I'm sure in the rainforest or something, there's something like that where this could benefit. But I think it's cool they're starting off with a woolly mammoth. I mean, it's just a giant elephant going to be in the cold in the middle of nowhere, I'd pay to go see it, but which made me think about follow-up question. Since this is true, do y'all believe Walt Disney really is in a cryo chamber and they're waiting on the stuff to bring him back? And if you do believe that, do you believe they made the movie Frozen, so when you Google Disney Frozen, he no longer popped up for that?
You've been on conspiracy TikTok.
Yeah, that's going deep. I do think that his head is frozen somewhere, because I mean, I do know that he had the desire to want to be able to come back once the.
But now when you Google, that doesn't pop up anymore. The movie pops up.
I mean, that makes sense. That
conspiracy theorist dream right there.
That makes sense right there. I love my conspiracy theories. I dive into them.
That's what we want to do. Every time we have a show, I'm going to have a conspiracy theory for you.
I like that. I dive into them, and I'm with Jay. He's definitely frozen somewhere, because I think that was too big of a thing on his list for him not to have that in his will, that this is what I want done with my body when it's time for me to go, right before I go, whatever they did, put me to sleep slowly and freeze me. However they did it, he's frozen somewhere waiting on the stuff. But whether or not they made the movie Frozen to cover that up, that's a good conspiracy that I can get behind. I think that's that. I mean, how else?
Oh, I just got something.
But you got to give me some evidence from the movie that shows it, because if that's the cover.
The movie's called Frozen.
I know, but
so when you Google it, it no longer pops up Walt Disney Frozen.
I mean,
just the title.
Just the title.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the Google searchers are going to decide. Hey, I got something. This company that's doing all this is a Texas-based company.
I can get behind that.
As far as the Colossal,
yeah,
I pulled up their website. There's definitely some pretty interesting stats.
I'm gonna dig into this Frozen conspiracy tonight, and I'll get back to
I have a feeling when you dig into it, you're going to find that it's true.
I hope I do. I'm gonna dig into it. I'll let y'all know next episode. But I also have a question for the people out there watching right now. We do this every day. You're gonna get some game day swag. I put in a good word for y'all and got a couple gifts up here. So if you get this question right, Cam, what we're gonna put on the time limit? 30 seconds?
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, let's go 30 seconds on the time limit for this question right here for y'all. And because I know y'all got Google search over there. Scottie Pippen has a tattoo on his right forearm. It's one word. What does it say? Time starts now.
Nobody gets this without Google.
Well, they got 30 seconds. If they want
mean,
to
but like,
they
who's-
swag, they can put the answer down. They can come get it.
Who's a Scottie Pippen fan? Like, who's like that big of a fan where they're like,
Everybody
oh, yeah,
that
no.
loves that era of basketball.
No,
has
they
to
don't.
like Scottie Pippen.
It ain't like AI, you know. I can name a couple of his tattoos.
What are they?
All right, right shoulder.
All right.
Only the strong survive.
Okay.
Left forearm, dedication.
Hey, has it been 30 seconds yet?
Pippen does not have dedication on his.
Pippen does not have dedication on his. I can promise you it's not dedication.
My guess is coattail.
Oh, he said coattail. Oh, hey, I got some conspiracy.
Clip
I
that.
got some conspiracy theory from behind that it was almost the other way around.
Somebody said Pip.
Who's? Oh yeah, Devin Brown. Devin Brown, man, come by the game.
Well,
day
that was about
headquarters
2 minutes.
and get you some swag. Get you some swag, man.
About-
I think you
that was
might have
about-
missed the deadline.
We're gonna let
but,
you have
we're
it.
Gonna let you. We're gonna let you
Since
slide
you
in
ain't the
there.
one paying for it, you gonna let him have it.
They gonna let you come down through there.
Hey, Buddy
Devin-
Shelton said they use it in beef cattle now for genetics.
Get the genetics to make sure the next.
Yeah, man, I'm telling y'all, the world's changing. We're gonna live forever.
The world's changing. Hey, I also do have a question for y'all too, Jay. You and Morgan. And I think one of y'all might get this. Him and Doty have been tragic so far. They're 0 for 4.
He gives us the
0 for
world's
3.
hardest questions.
They're 0 for 3. All right, so this one right here. First Olympics.
Oh,
All right?
God, I ain't getting this.
The first ever Olympics. The winners were rewarded with something. What was it?
I have heard this
Assuming
before.
not a gold medal.
Not a gold medal.
Let me think. Well, what year was this?
I didn't look that. It's the first Olympics ever.
Okay. How long have they been doing the Olympics?
I've
I mean, we're going
I've
back
heard
to
of
Roman
this.
times? They giving swords out? Like, what are they doing?
No. Not Roman times.
Well, give me a time period. That will help me.
I'm about to give you a time period. Hold up. Hold on. Here it is.
I would. My first guess would be the little flowers over you.
That's not it.
That's not it.
Modern Olympics, so not Roman times.
Oh, I was looking for the wrong thing.
And it's an item,
It's an item.
a shoe with some wings on it.
Nope. Jay.
I'm just going to say a measurement of gold. I don't know if an ounce or I'm not sure exactly what, but
It's
but
a
I-
financial thing then.
but I do think
Oh, so
that
it's
it was
$15,000.
No.
no.
No, Jay's
No?
wrong as well.
All right.
Hey, 0 for 4. One day you guys gonna get it right. It's a silver medal. Was the one?
I said I'm assuming it's not a medal, and you
no.
said
You
yeah.
said gold medal.
I mean, this is
You said
cap,
gold
dog.
medal. And I said nope, not a gold.
I mean,
medal.
everybody on here is like, oh, it'd be a medal.
they were
Yeah.
they were awarded with silver medal.
Actually got 3 prizes: a silver medal, an olive branch, and a diploma.
Well, I got a diploma.
Oh, turn up one time. Oh, hey, you gotta
I
have
got one of them things you get at work. You got a certificate of completion.
It'd be interesting to know why they picked silver.
I know. I wonder why.
So
For the first time, was silver ever?
At one point in time, silver was more valuable.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
Maybe that's why. So at that, the first modern Olympics, I don't have a year for y'all, but the first modern Olympics,
West Coast Mafia says bring back Michael Jackson.
bring back Michael Jackson.
Who? All right, you can bring back somebody. Give me your top 3.
Obviously, a family member. So,
Oh, come on, outside of family
so
members.
a celebrity. Okay. What
Like
celebrity,
who you bringing
what
back?
celebrity would I bring back? That's a tough one, man. That's not something I can do on the spot. I don't think.
I mean,
You got one off the rip just right now.
I'm
man.
gonna think about it after y'all pick y'all. See where y'all are going. You know,
someone to bring back.
Jay's gonna be like General Custer.
No.
Let me bring back the first PG head coach. Is he still alive?
I don't know who.
Johnny Toombs, first AD,
That's
or at least once the
I mean, think about it.
varsity program
What celebrity
started.
I would bring back.
You got your top 3, and like just
I
give
don't
it
even have
one.
really a top 3. I guess Michael Jackson's really a cool one to bring back. That's it for me.
That's it.
Kobe.
Of anybody you can. Oh, see, that's
Yeah,
a great one.
I mean, but he ain't playing no more. Like, if I'm gonna bring back Kobe, can I bring him back at 20?
Because I love his comedy. Chris Farley.
Oh, that's a good one. You know who I'd love to bring back? It's going to be controversial. I'm going to say it anyway. I would love to bring Tupac back.
He already back. Somebody, Jennifer said Tupac in the comments.
No, she didn't.
She did.
That's love right there.
That's the one.
I
One of Morgan's. I bet. That's what she said.
Yeah, Tupac's in my top 3 for sure.
Buddy Shelton said Easy.
Hey, how old are you?
I'm 29.
How old are you?
50.
You're probably a little bit too old. You're a little bit too young. But I remember sitting in school, and they used to have the TVs up, and I don't know what the name of the TV show was, but we used to make us watch the news.
Television One?
Yeah, something like that. And they talked about that's how I found out Tupac had died.
Yeah.
And they talked about, I remember him saying, live by the gun, die by the gun. I remember him saying that over and over. And it was just, I didn't really know about Tupac. It was cool to Channel 1. Jennifer's right. Buddy Shelton, Channel 1. Yeah, clip that. And shout out Channel 1 for breaking news to us days after the fact.
Jennifer screen recorded already. Yep. Saying she's right.
But that's how I found out Tupac died.
So Tupac's yours, Chris Farley, you, and I guess I'll just stick with Kobe for me.
I mean, you got a top 3.
I got a top 3. I said who else? Michael Jackson.
You're going to put John Madden in there?
I mean, why am I going to bring John Madden
Why are you going to
back?
bring John Madden back?
Why would you not?
He didn't even help the economy. He wouldn't even fly.
I mean, I don't know nothing about none of that. I just know, John Madden, I don't even play Madden. So, he did what he did for the game was great, but I'm bringing him back won't do nothing for me. I don't have a third celebrity I bring back, man. Somebody I'm forgetting, I'm sure. Probably a rapper.
I think I'd bring Tesla back just to see what he could come up with.
Just so you can talk. Oh, yeah, I want to bring. Okay, now we're talking like that.
Yeah.
I definitely want to go back and talk to somebody back then, like a Da Vinci or somebody like that, just to see what they really had to say.
Yeah, that's a good one. In my head, randomly, I'm thinking Abraham Lincoln.
That's who I was about to say. As far as any type of presidential type person, I think that he would be able to share just some mind-blowing things that went on during his time frame and just the pressure that he had to have gone through during that period.
And I guess because I want to go to heaven, everybody's number one, Jesus Christ. Right back, see what he's talking about.
See, then I'll just let him come with the second coming. I'm not going to jack anything up.
Time. Yeah, catch him around.
You're like, hey man, what's up with this? What's up with this ocean? Did y'all really part this ocean?
Yeah,
come on, man.
I got some questions, but I'm gonna wait on that.
You got some wild stuff you say you did in here.
I'll wait on that. See, I know you know, but we use this word now called cap. And I just want to know.
You really catch an entire mountain on fire full of rocks.
Oh, they're gonna come for our heads on that one, man. Yesterday was a big day around the Texas County area, man. Really for high school students nationwide. National Signing
Day. You know how much money we can make right now with this water into wine thing? Hey man, yeah, we could have everything.
We have it all.
Put everybody out of business. No guy named Fay J. We could private label all this.
I'm telling you, man.
The surprise is just the Franzia in the box. You know that.
Hey, that's
that would be a little different.
We're gonna have those stories. I don't know if we can handle those stories. National Signing Day was yesterday. It's about the kids. Great day for kids around the area, man. All over the nation. We had a lot of kids sign actually. From PG, had Emma Bimke, Austin College.
Pretty sure it's not how you say it, but I don't know how to say it.
Jay, I know you know.
I will defer that that's close.
I thought it was Boke.
Boke.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna find out because it's out there now on Facebook. So. I
do know she's a good soccer player.
Yeah,
That's what might not know how to say her name, but I know she can ball on the court.
Shout out to MB, Austin College. They're getting a good player out of her. RJ Collins, a guy we've grown to see play and blossom in his career at PG. Signs with Southern Arkansas. SAU going to Magnolia.
Yeah, man, I'm glad he's getting a chance to play at the next level.
Oh, yeah, most
very
definitely.
deserving.
Battled some injury early in that senior year, comes back and picks up a scholarship. So that's great right there. Presley Humphrey, another player we've seen grow up through the Pleasant Grove ranks. She's going to Weatherford College.
A little softball.
She hits bombs.
She does. And then Corbin Franklin, Southern Arkansas for 2 sports. Is that correct?
Yep.
When you can run a 4.37 40, you're probably going to go in track.
There we go. Got him on the track. We were actually
He's injured
ones to
right
break
now.
that.
And I walked by the locker room when I was going to their thing, and I was like, Corbin, man, if you're scared to run track, man, you didn't have to act injured. You could have just not ran. You know what I mean?
I'm glad he still picked up the scholarship, even though he did get that injury right there late in the season.
He had options, too. He could have went to OBU.
Yep,
Same
to
thing.
do the same thing. That's correct. Everybody in that GAC wanted a little Corbin. Mackenzie Williams signs with Henderson State, another GAC athlete right there. Coming
Shout out. She's going to do well.
Oh, yeah, second baseman for the Hawks. Great player there. J.M. Long signs with Texas Tech. Going to go play baseball out there. Shout out to him. He's great in that PG lineup as well. And then Logan Holt going to Missouri Valley College. Shout out to Logan Holt. Had to step in there and play a big role for PG this year.
Yeah, I think he's going as a long snapper. I could be wrong. I'm sure they'll find something else for him to do, but probably definitely his important role in college, the long snapper position.
Yeah, Logan, he came in and, filled in some linebacker time for Pleasant Grove. They were losing quite a few of them due to injuries.
Exactly. So he came in and did that. And then we go over to Texas High, and they had big Briley Barron signs with San Diego State. Shout out to him, man. I remember hearing about him at the beginning of the season, having playing in a whole new level of football. He wasn't really sure how he was going to pan out, and then he ends up with the Division I offer. So,
well, and I think that's awesome when we can start getting our athletes from coast to coast.
yeah.
And, to start seeing some of our athletes, be able to go out and do that, just sort of give a shout out to someone who also, played on the West Coast is Mr. LaMichael James. So, I mean, it's good when we can start seeing our athletes, start getting more exposure than just, the 4 states area.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome, man. So shout out to Briley Barron going out there. And then we got Brandon Childs going to Oklahoma Panhandle. Signing with them. Brandon Childs came into the season, started off a little slow in that senior year, but turned it on there at the end, and he picks up a scholarship.
Glad to see him going to play college ball.
Most definitely. And then we've also got Xavier Dangerfield going to Morgan State University. Also had a few offers in that GAC as well.
Hit Morgan State in Virginia?
Maryland. Baltimore. And he and Sean Payton have something in common. They're both going to have to get a better coat.
It's getting real cold.
A little colder up there.
Real cold. But yeah, Xavier Dangerfield, man, explosive wide receiver, great pickup from Morgan State. There, then we got Shatez Wilkerson going to the University of Louisiana Monroe.
Let's go.
And Shatez, man, saw him blossoming this year for sure on that Texas High team. Man, battled a few injuries, came back and picked up a scholarship. You can't write a better story than that.
Well, shout out to all the athletes in our area. We had some that had an early signing period, like Tracy Revels, Vic Shaw. I'm sure I'm leaving a few out, but just another great signing class.
Oh, yeah, we still got a couple more. We got Richard Jackson going to Kilgore College, John Jack going to Kilgore College, and then we got the lone female over at Texas High yesterday morning. It was Bella Cherry going to the University.
Let's go, Bella.
Arkansas at Little Rock.
Awesome. Good for her.
Crazy volleyball player, crazy athlete.
I'd rather get hit with a baseball pitch in the back than get hit in the face from a volleyball off.
You'd look cute
Bella
with
Cherry.
Spalding across your forehead.
Yeah, I want no part of that. I mean, I think either we have a picture or somebody, or I saw a picture. She hit a ball, and it was so compressed, it was right here, and she had her fist or something like this, and the ball was wrapped around. Dude, I wonder what the exit velocity on that would have been.
Exactly. And, I mean, we saw her completely take over an entire series or set, I guess is what they call it in volleyball. We saw
In
her
that PG?
Yeah. We saw
yeah.
her take over an
Dude.
entire set and just put the team on her back.
Hey,
and say,
I'd have been
points.
pulling my daughter out of that game.
yeah.
Well,
Hey.
and this is what's so great. I mean, her dad's Mike Cherry had had some success in the NFL, and came back to Texarkana to raise his kids. By the way, Mike, anytime you want to play cards, call me. I had a good hand with him one day, but I mean, it's fun to start seeing some of our successes that went off and had some good careers out there come back to Texarkana and call it home, and then all of a sudden we get to start seeing their children have some success, and I do think that she's going to be able to have a full 4-year career.
Brian Bolt is watching.
So,
All the way from the Magnolia, Texas. Magnolia, Arkansas.
Magnolia,
Whatever.
Hey, Magnolia, we sending a few guys your way down there, Bo. That need some NIL.
Yeah, I need some NIL money. Don't be cheap. We know you got it.
Hey, Jennifer says, can we bring back the way Brittany used to be?
Brittany's
That
been
ain't how it works.
Brittany's been crazy, certified. Certified.
I'm not sure that's how it works.
I wonder who's Brian Bolt's rubbing elbows with down there in Magnolia. It's not near as big as Texarkana.
He's not near as big as Texarkana.
Boy is on the radio. He sent me a clip of him.
He's on the radio now? He ain't been down there a month and he's already on the radio? Golly, man.
He's already got office staff hired for his office. I saw that yesterday.
Man. Hey, he's moving quick.
This dude, well, he's going to find a way to get his face shown.
He's moving quick, man. He's moving quick. Hey,
Dude's hustling.
shout out Brian Bolt, the Blind TV.
There in Magnolia. It's not near as big as
Oh, Jay.
Oh, Jay just tuned in.
I want to see the comments.
Hey, man, I want to talk a little bit about the atmosphere over in the Raider Dome the other night.
Oh, Jay's going to hate this.
The atmosphere was crazy, man. They had the band in there. They had the Dazzlers in the stands dancing. Crosstown rivalry, big game, and they showed out for it. And I want to ask you guys, man, should we start seeing more of this? Should schools buy into this atmosphere thing in the basketball gym? Because
listen.
Go ahead.
We talk about Hooks, Atlanta, DeKalb, now Redwater with it. I'm telling y'all right now, you had a band in your gym, and it goes next level.
Yeah, it goes.
Liberty ILO had the Dazzlers there, cheer, and the band. And it's not just for that like PG game. They've been at the ones I've been at. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, dude, it's fun. It just adds to it. I would recommend all high schools do this if possible.
Exactly.
But I think it may be limited to, well, no, because Liberty Isle is a 4A school.
It's just the drum line. That's all that comes.
The 4, 5, and 6A, the girls don't play before the boys, which I absolutely hate. I hate that. I mean, I want to see both varsity games there. More people are going to be there. I think it's better for everybody involved, but they don't do it. But they still do it at the 1, 2, and 3A level. I love it.
Yeah.
They had a band in Hooks, DeKalb, Redwater, Atlanta during a game. You know how live that's going to be.
Exactly.
But
it's live.
Liberty ILO has the best 4A, or the best Texarkana atmosphere, hands down, for basketball.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was already good. Adding the band, the Dazzlers, and the cheer, it's just made it great.
No, having a drum line, especially inside of a basketball facility, it's going to be a difference maker. Not only are you going to keep the crowd involved, and be able to keep that hype up, but I mean, it's got to be something great for the players.
Yeah.
And so I mean, it did hurt watching that game, but it's that's what makes these crosstown rivalries so good. I think was it 71-40?
It was 30. It was 30-point win.
Yeah, 29.
29.
It's funny you know that.
There's a big difference between a 30-point blowout and a 29. So.
I mean, did you watch past the first quarter, or did you just tune in late?
I tuned in late.
Okay, well, you should have watched during the first quarter.
Yeah. Hey,
it was like what, 25-2 or something?
It got up there. I think 17-2 at one point, and they started scoring or something like that. 18-2. It got up there pretty good. They
couldn't miss right off the bat.
Yeah,
well, and we were talking a little bit before the LE press is what's going to allow them to continue playing deep into this season.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But I just think adding the band or the drum line into the gym and bringing the Dazzlers out and the cheerleaders, it just gets more people into the gym, because now I may be a parent. I don't have a player playing basketball, but my daughter or my son is in the drum line, or my daughter is the cheerleader.
Yeah.
And so now I'm at the game. And so now your stands are more full, and then just like you guys said, for the players, I mean, the cheerleaders cheering, stomping on the floor, and the bands, the drum lines drumming in there. I mean, what better atmosphere for a high school player would you want?
Yeah.
Well, and I think some of the best entertainment that you can get is to be able to go and pay that $2 to $6 and go see a good high school event.
Oh, yeah.
And so, I mean, I wish that we had more non-parent fans at more of our, events here for all of our school districts, and just to be able to allow the community to get even more involved in the schools. And, this is something that really isn't talked about very much, but your school districts will give away free passes to those that are 65 and older. And so, it'd be fun just to see more of our mature adults, coming in and showing support for our local kids. But, whether it be, I like watching basketball games over at Texas High. I mean, to me, especially when you start getting in some of the, PG Texas High games, just when you have both schools show up like they do, it's just fun to be able to watch that atmosphere. And, it's fun to have bragging rights the next day as well, or at least dodge phone calls and texts from your friends.
Yeah. What does it take for a program to really get the community behind the program and really start showing up, even if you don't have kids involved?
Well, the negative thing is a positive thing, and that's success. If you have a team that has success, it's easy to have the community to come out. And, as we've traveled to different facilities over the last, 4 years or whatever, it's sometimes it's sad to me to see, the community, especially if it's their home field. And so, I mean, I think that you've just got to be able to have some pride in your community. I mean, there were definitely plenty of down years whenever I went to Pleasant Grove, but I'm still going to be a Pleasant Grove fan, and try to attend my fair share of games and support those students and coaches, and even the parents, because I mean the parents make a lot of sacrifices to be able to allow their kids to be able to play in those sports, or be part of the drum line, or be part of the dance teams, cheerleading, whatever. And so to me, I sort of think that we as adults, we sort of owe it to them to be able to just show them that support, because if we can keep our young people involved, and even you take everything, robotics, work study, whatever it is, if you can keep young people busy and involved in things, that's going to give them less time to think of their own fun things to do. And sometimes those aren't always the smartest things.
Don't let any of that get you off topic. That Liberty ILO has the best atmosphere in Texarkana basketball.
No, I agree, man. I love calling games over there. They went down there. Shout out to Liberty ILO TV, who also helps us out.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my boy Ron.
Exactly, on the streams over there.
And his students. Help us out a lot. Do a great job, too.
Exactly. Great job. They're doing everything over there now. They're getting all around the school, broadcasting all the CTE programs and getting shining light where light hadn't really been shined over there in a long time, man. So shout out to LETV and all they do to help us out over there in the Raider Dome, man. But some more basketball. Jay just talked about it. Basketball over at the Texas High Gym. We got Longview boys coming to town. And then we've got Texas High girls going down to Longview, and that will be tomorrow night. That's a big game for us.
Yeah.
With having us with the game day here in Texarkana and then in the Longview market as well. Anytime those two teams can get together, it's always a big day for us. Both streams will be going on both Facebook pages. So it's going to be a big day tomorrow night.
Yeah, and look for a couple Longview dubs. I mean, it just is what it is. Longview's really good at basketball right now, which hasn't always been the case. Girls making the playoffs for the first time in 6 years, I think. Boys are just playing good basketball right now. So, unfortunately for Texas High, they're going to have to play their best ball tomorrow night if they want to win.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And I think that's been the case for them for the most part of the season. They've got to bring their complete A game to have a chance to win the ball games there, man. And they have played some close games with some teams, but they're still a work in progress right now. They got some young talent. They will lose a couple pieces this year, but besides that, they're going to be okay in the next couple of years.
Well, and I think this just solidifies you've got Longview coming in. That's going to be a big game, and this is one of those games where we do need the community to come out and support the Tigers. Longview's a good team, so it's like you said, it's going to take a perfect game from them. Maybe we can get the band in there and drive a little crowd noise up.
Jay's basically calling y'all out over there in the drum line at Texas High. He wants y'all in the gym tomorrow night versus Longview to will y'all's team to a W over there. Well, that's all I got. That's all I got for today, guys. You got anything y'all want to add?
All you got for today?
That's all I got for today.
What do you think what's going on in sports right now? What have I missed? Tom Brady's going to take everything right now, which I kind of hate. But
got the Kelsey boys in the Super Bowl.
Yep. We talked about that yesterday a little bit.
One of them's wife's pregnant, and they're actually going to have their OBGYN on at the game as well.
On site.
Really?
On site. I hadn't heard that one. I hadn't seen that. That's a good one right there.
I found out how Super Bowl tickets are distributed, and it's not the way you'd think they'd be.
What does that
That's
mean?
why they're so expensive.
Speak on it.
I'm going to butch these numbers, but one number I'm not going to butch, and that's every NFL team, whether you play in it or if you don't play in it, you get 1.5% of the tickets. The two teams playing get like 18.5%, or maybe 17.5%. And then they have less than 3% for general sale. So by the time it's all said and done, if you're not like a bigwig or somebody important, you have no chance of getting a Super Bowl ticket. So the ones you see for sale are the bigwigs that guess how many tickets a player gets for the Super Bowl? You're never going to believe this.
One ticket.
One ticket. And they still have to buy it.
Wow.
Isn't that wild?
That is wild.
That's wild. One ticket. And you still have to buy it. If you're a barely making it guy, you just ain't gonna have nobody at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly how it is.
I think there's only one Super Bowl game that I would do everything that I could possibly do financially to attend, and that would be if the Dallas Cowboys played the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Are you a Cowboy fan, Jay?
I am.
I think during my lifetime, if they just make it, I'm going to have to go. I mean, because it's obvious.
I feel like I honestly, I do feel like if you're a Cowboy fan, y'all been riding this long. If they make it to the Super Bowl while y'all are still alive, y'all have to go.
It would be the most expensive sports ticket in the history of sports.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be.
That's the door to get into that.
Who would pay more than a Cowboys fan?
Nobody.
To see their team play for a championship.
Nobody. They could raise the tickets. Y'all would pay whatever to go see them play.
I'm going to be honest with y'all. If it was a $15,000 ticket and I've made my mind up, I'm going, I would call Jay and be like, what's up on this loan? I mean, I would. I'm like, can we put this on a 2-year deal here? Right? Just pay it back over 2 years. But I feel like it's that point you almost have to do that. Like, I've been a fan so long that I can't watch it on TV. Like, I would cry if they won a Super Bowl. That's how long I've endured this pain of being a Cowboys fan. I mean, you laugh. I'm being dead serious.
I know you are.
Like
That's
if they went to a Super Bowl, it would be emotional for me. Because, I mean, I've been there for how long they've been so bad.
So trash.
But I'm old enough to remember them being good.
And I'm not.
For $15,000, I'm going to Photoshop me a media pass. I'm going to try to slip
In my NFL experience, I can promise you that's not going to work.
It ain't going to fly.
Hey, I can promise you.
Grab a ladder and walk in like you're supposed to be working on something.
Hey, you ain't going to get to the field because you're going to have a badge, and they are going to scan that thing.
Oh, yeah. We know. Hey, we know. Hey, but how crazy would it be to sneak into? Well, I saw it on YouTube before. A dude did sneak into Super Bowl.
There's some dude who's like snuck into every Super Bowl or something.
Yeah.
He during when Pittsburgh they carried him off. He was carrying the coach. In the picture where he's carrying the coach, he's one of the dudes carrying him. He just snuck on the field
to sneak into a Super Bowl and somehow weasel on the field, which being at AT&T, I know that's probably never gonna happen. But to weasel your way on the field and just to be there in the moment like that,
go home with some confetti.
Yeah, game-winning touchdown, and you're on the field at the Super Bowl. You don't even have a ticket.
When I did the 49ers Chiefs game, you have to walk into this area. They don't let me look at open your bag for you. They take every single item out of your bag. I mean, I had stuff in my bag I didn't even know that was in there. Yeah. Okay? I mean, everything in your bag comes out. And then they do your bag through the x-ray machine. And then you walk through. And then you have to show 2 forms of identification. And then you get your pass. And it has a scan badge on it and a chip in it. I still have my badge. I can't find this chip that people claim are in it. But it knows where you are at all times once you walk onto the field.
Oh, wow.
So to get to the field, pregame, no problem. Walked right out there. Not a big deal. Had my thing on. Some dude looks, and you just go do your thing. But once that game started, when I left at halftime and came back out, you walk out of that room, scan your pass. You walk up to where, because the Chiefs came out right where the photo room is, so they're like walking out right by where we're at. There's another dude sitting there, scans it, and then before you walk on the field, you're going to be stopped again and scanned it. And they give you these little arm things. That the one I went was yellow, and that's how they identify what your job is on what color that is and where you can stand and not. And dude, when I tell you, you ain't getting on that damn field.
Well, there's enough crazies out there that I'm glad to hear that those are some of the steps that they take.
But at the 49ers stadium, if you were just a random fan, you decided, hey, I'm going to rush this field, you can rush the field. The end zones have this seating that look like huge recliners. I don't know how else to describe them. And it's literally field level. So if you were just behind that, you just hop over your thing, you're on the field. Yeah. So there's nothing stopping
except
other than somebody not wanting you to do it. I mean, you can run on the field, but
that tackle at the end of it, that's what maybe stopping you. That retired linebacker waiting to get a shot in on you.
You know what's funny? San Francisco, it's like one of the most expensive places in the world to live, right? So in my head, I don't know why I thought oh, these are going to be a bunch of classy fans. Nah, man, these dudes, they're the reason NASCAR's out of business.
I don't know if there's any NFL fans. I don't know if there's any NFL fans that are classy.
I mean, I don't think I'm not classy.
Nobody's ignoring you,
What are you
Bo.
talking about?
I'm saying
as a fan base?
Yeah, fan
Oh,
base.
Cowboys fans. We for sure are. Yeah, Cowboys fan. Hey man, we've been losing for years, and we still,
y'all them boys.
We them boys. That makes songs about us.
Yeah, the good thing going for me whenever I go to different games is the fact that I've got to come back home, and my wife just wouldn't tolerate if I did something stupid at a game. So.
Well, you can just not tell her.
Well,
if it's on national TV,
that's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't need it to show on TV and da da da.
God, you know how unlucky you'd have to be. There to be a random camera on you that puts you on ESPN. Oh, it reminds me of something that happened to me one time.
Jay Davis streaking across the field at the national championship.
Oh man, you think you'd lose your job, or do you think they think it was funny?
I would have to get into a different career. I think.
Jay, you got a state bank tattoo?
Marketing is always a good thing.
That'd be the best marketing tool y'all ever done right there.
I have an idea for marketing next year that I'm going to implement.
Does it got anything to do with Jay?
I mean, no.
What's state bank tattoo?
but I think when I do some college games, I'm gonna use this as a tool to get us on national television. I think it'll work.
Gameday tattoo.
No, I'm not getting a tattoo
on your forehead.
No.
Did a little Mike Tyson.
Listen, have y'all seen the big hats?
Yeah.
The really big hats? I'm going to get players to put it on after the game. Because it worked for somebody else. So I'm like, it'll work for us.
It'll work.
Because I'll make ours fly.
Hey, get him a belt.
Have you seen those?
I don't guess I have.
Oh, they're I don't even know how to describe them.
Mark Cuban's part owner of that company.
Yeah.
Hey,
they're huge.
Give me one to wear on here because Brian's trying to talk about my hat right now.
Game Day on there, put, at whatever our thing is, and put the college logo or NFL logo on the side, and they're like, it fits your head, but it's just, I don't know how to.
Hey, Zach Doty,
Just
you
a big
supposed to
hat.
be sick, man. You don't be watching no TV. You don't do like my mom used to do me when I was
Doty watching. I thought he was supposed to be sick.
Well, my mama, when I was a kid, when I would get sick, I could stay home from school, no TV, no nothing.
Hey, chicken noodle soup.
Yeah, Bo trying to talk about my. Bo said has the dress code changed at game day. I ain't gonna read the rest because it's all garbage. Yeah, but
Yeah, I
Said
mean,
you
I was
looking like
wondering the
Flavor
same
Flav.
thing, man.
Hey, roll it down. Look what time it is.
yeah, I don't know what he's talking about, man.
Yeah, we've been having this show. Ain't wore nothing game day yet.
Hey, hold up. Check this out. First of all, look here. This is always appropriate at Texarkana game day. Texarkana Emergency Center jacket, compliments of the one and only Dr. Matt Young. So, dress code is in full effect today, sir.
I'll let it. I'll allow it.
I like it. I like the foolery by Brian Bowe. It's easy to talk crazy from 45 minutes away.
Brian Bolt, so you look like you're about to rob somebody.
You don't want to see that part.
Brian Bolt down there in Magnolia living a different life now.
That's only between what time do we get off work here?
Still know where his house at.
Hell, I don't even know where Brian Bolt's house is at.
I've got his address.
Let's tell everybody where his house is at. Let's describe it.
Describe it.
Describe it so I can find it after the show. Somebody's up front yelling about something.
Man, hey, is anybody gonna bring us some lunch? It's been 3. We've been 0 for 3 the last 3 shows. No lunch.
Hey, man. Oh, speaking of, give me your top 5 Texarkana locally owned restaurants.
I'm going to go with Ironwood Grill.
Boom! That was my number 1. Let's see if we have the same second. I know we're going to have the second one.
Tamales.
No, that's not my number 2.
Make it.
I don't go as often as my wife, but I'm gonna throw Verona's down there.
Boom! That was one of mine. That was my number 3.
And let's see. Local Luna is growing on me.
Did Local Luna get drafted yesterday?
I think Doty called him.
And then I'm gonna defer on my last one. Y'all go ahead and.
Here's what I thought his was going to be: classy dude like Jay, city councilman, broadcaster, making millions of dollars a year, your home mortgage guy. Where's he going to meet his high-end clients? So I thought his list was going to look like this: Ironwood, Benchmark, Ironwood lunch. You got to throw that in there.
Yeah.
Benchmark. All right, I thought Benchmark was going to be a second. Twisted Fork, Verona's, and probably the Country Club. That's what I thought his list was going to be.
Brian Bowe said Pop's Place.
I have never.
I didn't put Pop's Place in my list because it's kind of out there for us. I don't go out there very often.
They did get honorable mention.
But it is an honorable mention. Yeah. What about this would have been on my list since we're talking about it live. This would have been on my list, but they're just never open. I don't even know if they're still open anymore. But I would always drive down there and they're never open. It's Off the Fire.
Off the Fire.
I don't guess I've ever eaten there.
Oh, you wouldn't know nothing about Off the Fire. You wouldn't know. You don't go on that. You don't go over there.
Jay.
It's over in Liberty Hollow. Jay,
Jay.
Let's go.
No, you can't go over
Let's
there.
go.
We don't know if it's open.
Hey, Jay, and welcome over to Liberty Hollow.
We don't know. We don't know if it's open. That's what he's talking about.
I mean, I would go, but I don't know if they're open. You know what? Let's Google it.
No, as far as Twisted Fork and Benchmark, I've never had bad service or bad food at either one of those. And matter of fact, I will be at Twisted Fork today at 4:30.
There you go.
Oh, is
Drinks on Morgan.
Drinks on Morgan.
Drinks will not be on Morgan. They'll be on Eric Kane, right?
Correct.
What is Eric Kane doing over there?
Oh, Leadership Texarkana is having a function for those in Texarkana that want to learn more about networking. That's going to be Eric's topic. And
Eric is a good networker. I was in Tyler, and somebody asked me if I knew Eric Kane. I was at the Longview Lobos banquet dinner, and another guy asked me if I knew Eric Kane. This is all within 2 days of each other.
There we go. So hey, the networking.
And one of the dudes had to have been
his topic
somebody because
is
he was giving away a scholarship for something.
libations and conversations.
Libations and conversations.
So
I feel like Eric has this job that like I want, but I don't really know what he does. Like, what does Eric Kane actually do?
everybody wants to work for State Bank anyway.
Okay.
But Eric's basically the best ambassador we have. He goes out there and just tells folks about State Bank and what we can do for them, and
come on.
you know, and be able to gain deposit accounts, and be able to.
So Eric's basically living the dream.
He is.
I like that.
Living the dream is only they say the only place to get.
So his job is to be liked.
Correct.
Shout out Eric Kane.
Shout out Eric Kane.
Shout out State Bank.
So, but nope, I'll be there at 4:30, and he's going to just share some networking tips and things like that for those that have been in leadership Texarkana. And as long as you are RSVP, you just have to pay for your beverage.
I done paid for leadership Texarkana for Jennifer.
Check this out right here. Breaking news. Chris Looney. Tune in tomorrow for the book season finale. Dinner on Morgan afterwards.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. It is a
y'all
season
win.
finale. I got a couple kids. I want to try to get them some points.
Yeah. Hey, if y'all win, dinner on Morgan, we're going.
Well, he's saying that because we're going to win.
We're gonna set up. We're gonna set up and break down over at Texas High, and we're gonna meet y'all at dinner wherever y'all eating at, and we're gonna turn up with the book.
We got this one issue just known as funds available.
Huh?
I got this issue right now, you know, the way my credit card and my bank statements are set up. You know, funds available, you know, might not be like they should. It's not a payday week. Yeah, this is not a payday week, Chris.
Hey man, but no, seriously, tomorrow night, Longview comes to town. Boys versus Texas High. Varsity boys at Texas High. The girls will travel down to Longview. We'll have that. Frank's going to handle that down in Longview. That'll be streamed on Texarkana Game Day and Longview Game Day as well. Anything else? You guys got anything else?
Ask the people if they would like to vote on the quality of the stream and the commentary between the two.
Oh, we got a little friendly producer competition going on around these parts. We got our producer down in Longview, Frank Sides, going up against the one and only Killer Cam in Texarkana Game Day. They're going to put two streams on at the same time, and we want the fans to vote and see which stream looks better, what improvements could be made, and or if the commentary is bad or good. You know, let us know, and we're gonna do a vote. And what's the winner get?
Nothing from me. Boy, you better not ever talk on Pizza King like that.
We'll decide what the winner gets later on. But
Matter of fact, since y'all are going to be there, y'all going to pick me up some pizzas tomorrow. Now that I think about it, yeah, y'all got to do that.
Well, if your funds messed up, my funds are super messed up.
Check this out. Whatever we're going to decide what the winner gets later on. But yeah, y'all let us know which stream looks better tomorrow night, the Longview Game Day stream or the Texarkana Game Day stream. And we'll see you guys next time right here.